Namaste. When you're ready, let's come down to lying down. Let's start class in relaxation today in our Shavasana. Making sure you're comfortable and that you're warm. Take a moment to arrange the whole back body comfortably on the earth. Sensing how the body feels today, how the energy levels feel. Just relaxing through the lower back and having the legs extended all the way out in front. Allow the feet to be slightly wider than hip width apart and sink little toes out to the top two corners of the mat. Take a bend in the knees, place the soles of the feet onto the floor. Either cradle the lower abdomen with the hands or release the arms and hands alongside the body. Allowing the shoulder blades to sink down to the earth, the back of the neck, the back of the head, and close the eyes. And just start to scan your body slowly. Start with your toes and your feet. Just allow the feet to relax. Feel them becoming heavy on the floor. Then allow awareness to rise up to the ankles, calves and shins. Feel them melting down into the earth. No effort is needed. Feel the space around the knee joints. And as you move slowly higher, relax the thighs. Feel them becoming warm, heavy, soft. Just noticing your buttocks, hips and groin relaxing. They too become soft and warm. Now allow awareness to come to your tailbone. Feel your sacrum and your lower back. Release down into the floor. Start to feel your lower back and stomach muscles relax. And then allowing this sensation to rise up the spine. Really start to feel each vertebrae. The space between them and their alignment. Allow the upper back muscles and shoulder blades to sink into the floor. Relax your chest and all the muscles between the ribs. And come to the shoulders where we carry so much tension in our body. Let the shoulders release completely and spend an extra moment here. Let's see if we can really soften around the shoulders. Feel the weight of them sinking down into the earth. Allow this sensation of softness to flow down the arms. Relaxing upper arms, elbows and forearms. And then observe the space in the wrist joint. Feel the space around each finger. And the energy in the palms of your hands. Bring awareness to your neck and throat. And release all tension there. Relax your jaw, your lips and tongue. Relax your cheeks and eyes. And all the muscles around the eyes. And then the muscles deep in the eye socket. Relax your forehead and scalp. Allowing your head to rest heavily on the floor. Releasing the breath totally. Let it be what it wants to be. And then notice the breath. Become aware of the short pauses between each breath. Relax your mind, noticing that the moment between each breath is the moment between our thoughts. Enjoy those moments of complete silence and peace. Feel the sense of peace growing deeper. Let this feeling of peace fill you. Let it fill the space around you. Let peace fill the room and beyond, touching everyone and everything. Yoga philosophy describes the body as composed of 5 sheaths, bodies or level of being. Sometimes they're described as being like Russian dolls, starting from the innermost as the most dense and material, and the outer layers becoming progressively more immaterial and subtle, or the reverse with our innermost body at the subtlest level. Each kosha represents one of the various interrelated levels of our human experience: physical body, vitality, thoughts and emotions, intuition, and transcendence. Today's class will look at the Annamaya kosha. This is the layer we most easily and constantly identify with. It's easy to see and feel and can be difficult to change. This is a tangible, the physical, 3-dimensional level of being. Our musculoskeletal body structure with the internal organ system. And in general, the purpose of our asana practice is to improve our mobility, to balance muscle tone, release energy locked in the muscles as tension, align the physical structure, enable prana to circulate freely, improve the breathing mechanism, enable the body to be at ease while sitting for pranayama or meditation, and to train the mind to be more anchored in the present moment. Very slowly and carefully, and in the next breath or two, now come into a lovely full body stretch. So if the knees are bent, just start to straighten out the legs in front of you, and slowly, carefully, just being aware of any tightness or tension in the shoulders. Either raise the arms all the way up towards the sky, point your fingers up towards the ceiling, or if it feels comfortable, be mindful of the wall behind you. Take the arms overhead, and for a moment, just enjoy that stretch all the way from your fingertips. Down through the arms, the sides of the body, the hips, the legs, ankles, feet and toes. And then we're going to release the arms. We're going to start to bend up the knees. We're going to draw the knees up high over the chest. Place your right hand on top of your right knee, left hand on top of your left knee, fingers pointing down towards the toes. And then start to open up through the hips as you guide the knees away from you. And then circle them back to centre. So starting to just sort of bring some movement, warm up the hips, stretch out through the tummy, the lower back. So be mindful we don't take these circles too wide. Sensing those heavy thigh bones just rolling out and then coming back to centre, and when you're ready, change the direction of your circles. Yes, warming up into the hips, but just observe how the shoulder blades feel here. Maybe one side a little bit tighter than the other. Just observe as we start to come into our physical practice for our body, the Annamaya kosha. Bring the knees back to centre. Release the soles of the feet onto the floor and take a moment here just to straighten the body out. So create some space from the back of the heels to the sitting bones. You want the heels to be in line with the knees. Sensing how the lower back feels, release in the middle, the upper spine, the shoulder blades. Release the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body. And then just tuck the chin down towards the chest so we can continue the heavy length through the spine, up through the neck, up through the crown of the head. So keep the knees bent, soles of the feet onto the floor. Keep the left foot exactly where it is. Pick the right foot off the floor and start to draw the right knee, right thigh in towards the body. You're going to interlace the fingers behind the right thigh so you start to create a nice cradle for that right thigh to nestle into. And then being mindful of the hamstring. See if you can start to straighten through that right leg, pushing the sole of that right foot up towards the sky. Keep releasing and softening the shoulder blades down into the earth. And from here, we're going to simply point and flex through that right ankle, right foot. Thinking about the Anamaya kosha in our right leg. Thinking about possibly how the hamstring feels on the right side. And then from here, we're going to just start to circle the ankle one way. There's clicks and cracks, don't worry, just start to mobilise through that right ankle, right foot, and then change the direction of your circle when you're ready. If the hamstring is tight, take a more of a micro bend through that right knee. Bring that ankle back to centre, release the hands, lower the sole of that right foot down onto the floor, and let's do exactly the same at the left side. Draw the left thigh, left knee in towards the chest with the hands. Create a cradle for that left thigh to nestle into. See if you can start to push the sole of that left foot towards the sky, being mindful of how the hamstring feels on the left side. Thinking about the Anamaya kosha on our left leg. And then point and flex through the toes on that left foot. Keep releasing and softening the shoulders. And then exploring the range of motion through that left ankle as you circle one way. Slowly, don't rush. And then the other way. Bring that left foot back to centre. Release the hands. Take a bend in the left knee as you lower the sole of the foot down onto the mat. Give yourself a moment to arrange the feet, the whole back body, the shoulders. And we're going to come in to thread the needle. So keep the left foot where it is. Pick the right foot up and let's make a figure of 4 as we cross our right ankle on top of our left thigh. You've got an option here just to guide that right knee away, using the right hand on the inner right knee crease, or using that muscular strength through that right hip, right leg. Just release the right hand back down to the floor. But point the toes up towards the sky. Sense how this feels as we start to stretch the inner and the outer right hip. Really good if you suffer with sciatica like me. I've been doing this stretch quite a lot. And then from here, let's come into a lovely twist. We're going to start to take the left knee all the way over towards the left. Try to get that right foot onto or close to the floor. And then you start to feel that super stretch down the outer right leg, right hip, into the right glutes. Keep breathing here. Inhale as you exhale slowly. Carefully bring that left leg back to centre. That brings the right leg with it. Once the lower back is nice and square on the floor, it's then safe to uncross the leg. Readjust the back body as you need to. Let's repeat that on the other side. Keep the right foot where it is. Pick up the left foot, make that figure of 4 as you cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Either use your left hand just to guide that left knee away, taking your left hand to the inner left knee crease, or using that muscular strength through the left hip, left leg just to push that knee away. Toes pointing up towards the sky. Breathing down into the belly. And then we're going to come into our twist. When you're ready, take the right knee all the way over towards the right. See if you can get that left foot close to or onto the floor, over towards the right. And then balancing up that super stretch down the outer left thigh. Feeling into the left glute. Keep breathing into this twist. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring that right leg back to center. That brings the left leg with it. And when you're ready, in both parts of the lower back are nice, make contact with the floor, then uncross that left leg. Draw the knees up high over the chest, hug the knees in, and gently take a rock from side to side. Bring the knees back to center, raise your right arm, keep that arm elevated as you roll all the way over onto your right side. Rest in here for a moment. Rest your head on that raised arm. And allowing yourself to take a little full inhale and a little full exhale. Carefully, slowly start to bring some mindful attention into your left finger, your left hand. When you're ready, push down into that hand. Use that hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully come all the way up to seated. Coming onto our yoga block or your cushion from your sofa, finding a way into a comfortable Sukhasana or easy pose today. Either sitting with the legs extended out in front, watching the hamstrings again, taking a rolled up blanket to prop up the back of the thighs. Find a comfortable cross-leg position. Either way, just release the back of your hands on your lap. Encourage the sitting bones to feel as comfortable as they possibly can on top of the block. So arranging yourself as you wiggle around here. And as you start to root down, just start to bring some integrity to the spine starts to lengthen. All the way up through the body. Encourage the shoulder blades to sink down the back. Keep the chest nice and open, collarbones floating up towards the sky. Just feeling that you're extending all the way out through the crown of your head. Maybe close the eyes for a moment and observe the space around the rib cage, the space around the lungs, the diaphragm, the heart, the internal organs. The space to allow the breath just to flow a little bit more freely, a little bit more deeply. And as we bring some inner awareness to the insides, just check what goes on with the mind, when the mind just starts to calm, quieten. Noticing the breath coming in, coming out. Maybe noticing the breath flowing. Just noticing, just observing. When you're ready, just start to blink the eyes open, allowing a little light to start to filter back in. Making any changes, adjustments that you need to your Sukhasana, your seated pose. Ensuring that the sitting bones feel as comfortable as they can. The spine lengthening still, releasing around the shoulders. Just opening the chest. And take our hands onto our shoulders. Slowly, carefully, we're going to start to draw some circles. So if there's tightness and tension in the shoulders, the chest from the last week, I appreciate this can feel quite sore. So just go slowly here, please don't rush. Massaging the shoulders. And just changes the direction of your circle. Maybe it feels a little bit easier now. Just brought some attention to our shoulders. Maybe we've been able to release tension and tightness there. Release the hands, take the arms nice and wide. Palms arms towards me. Let's cross the arms, take the hands to the shoulders. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Giving ourselves a nice hug. Let's release, widen the arms, and then change the cross of the arms. Find the shoulders again. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Exhale, widen. Nice. Let's interlace the fingers behind us. Interlace the hands. Keep that lovely length through the spine. Keep sitting on your block. I'm just showing you the arrangement for the hands. So draw the hands down the back and then away. That opens the chest a little bit more, so coming into a lovely back bend here. Create that space around the heart, the chest. Maybe just take your gaze a little bit higher, but breathe down. Hold the breath here. And if you need to come out sooner because the shoulders feel sore, please do so. Inhale here. As you exhale, just release the arms and the hands. Bend up the knees, lower the head to the back of the wrists and the forearms. Come into your seated child's pose. Inhale here. As you exhale, just lifting the head off the back of the wrists, off the forearms, coming up nice and tall. Release the arms and the hands. Come off your cushion or your block. And we're going to get ready to come onto all fours. We're going to come into Ardha Vashisthasana, half side plank. So a really great pose for strengthening all the muscles in the front and the back body. Really working our core and our legs. You will need a blanket for your knees. Remove socks unless you've got your special yoga sticky socks on, and position yourself towards the top of the mat with a blanket underneath the knees. Find your comfortable tabletop position. Spread the fingers apart, take the wrists underneath the shoulders, inner elbows in towards one another, and push the earth away to create that space between the shoulders and the ears. Look down at the knees, make sure the knees are hip width apart, just releasing any tension around the belly and the lower back. From here, you're going to take your left foot out to the side, so you come onto the top of the left foot, push your right foot back, and then rotating all the way around on that right big toe, you want to push the whole of the flat of the right foot into the mat. That's going to keep us balanced and stable, and then make sure that you bring the weight back over the hands. You're feeling comfortable through that left knee, that right foot, that enables you to take the weight fully into the left hand. Rotate all the way around as you take the right arm up, gaze up to the right hand and push the hips forward. If this is enough, stay here. Coming out slowly, carefully to take child's pose anytime you want to. As you push the hips forward, you're drawing the navel in towards the spine. That switches the core on and maybe enables you to start to lift up through that right leg. This might be enough, or you might be able just to pulse that right leg backwards and forwards. Just moving the leg, not the whole of the body. Just be mindful of how that left wrist feels. Keep breathing. Bring that right leg back to center. Release the right foot down onto the floor. Slowly release the right hand. Bring the left foot in. Take the right knee back down onto the blanket. Take a moment here in child's pose. Sit the hips down towards the heels. Mount the chest, mount the belly. Draw some movement back into the wrists, hands and fingers. Inhale here, as you exhale, come back onto all fours. Take a moment to ensure that the weight is evenly distributed through the hands and the fingers. pushing the earth away. And let's try that on the other side. So take your right foot out to the side, push your left foot back. Rotate all the way around on that left big toe to put the whole of the left foot flat into the mat. And then bring the weight back over the hands. So check here. The left foot feels comfortable, that right knee. We're going to take the weight into the right hand, rotate all the way around, take the left hand up, gaze up to the left hand. Push the hips forward, that draws the navel in towards the spine. This might be enough for you today, or you might prefer to take the weight into that right knee and lift that left leg up. Breathe. That might be enough, or you might want to just take that left foot, left leg forwards and backwards. Remember, we're just moving that leg. Moving the whole of the body. Keep breathing. Bring that left foot back to centre, release that left foot all the way down. Push into the mat firmly to stabilise yourself, then release that left hand. Bring the right foot round. Bend through the left knee, find the blanket. Take a well-deserved child's pose, sinking the hips down. Belly, chest towards the mat. Bring some movement back into the wrists, hands and fingers. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully uncurling the spine, coming all the way up. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. So remove the blanket, back onto all fours. Just as we were, fingers spread. Weight evenly distributed, inner elbows in towards one another, pushing the earth away. And then look down at your knees, make sure the knees are hip width apart. Push the earth away, draw the navel in towards the spine. Enjoy that lovely length through the body. Keep the neck nice and long. Tuck the toes under, shift the weight back into the thighs, lift up into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, check how the lower back feels, maybe bend the knees. Draw the ribs towards the thighs. Keep the shoulders active, but release the neck and the head. Let's walk the dog here like we tread each heel down towards the earth. Feeling that lovely stretch through the back of the legs, calf muscles, hamstrings. Come back into your static downward facing dog. Let's inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. If you're not already, look towards your hands. Take as many steps as you need today. Walk the hands towards the feet. Feet towards the hands. Come into a lovely calming and cooling forward fold, Uttanasana. Just arranging the hands where you want, on the front of the shins, around the back of the legs, or making a box shape, taking the hands to the inner elbows. Notice as you draw the ribs towards the thighs, releasing the neck and the head totally. From here, if the hands are in the inner elbows, just gently rock from side to side. Release the hands from the inner elbows, find the shins, the back of the legs, the feet. Press down into the feet, inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully start to stack each vertebrae on top of one another. The fingers, the hands, the arms are heavy, relying on the muscular strength in the legs and core. Think about how our Anamaya Kosha, that physical body, benefits from our yoga practice. We hold our own body weight, which improves our own body strength. Stacking up slowly, carefully, keeping the body safe all the time. Coming into the middle of the mat to face me. Finding a comfortable Tadasana, your mountain pose, looking down at the feet are directly underneath the hips. Sensing the connections with the toes and four corners of the feet as they push down into the earth, keeping us steady and stable. Drawing that Pada Bandha energy up through the legs. The legs are nice and active. Kneecaps lifted, thighs are firm. Just as we were seated a moment ago, finding that length through the spine, the side body. Soften and release the shoulders. Just take the hands by the thighs. Open the chest. Collarbones just floating up towards the sky. Lengthening out through the neck, crown of the head, up towards the ceiling. Coming into some half sun salutations, slowly, carefully moving with the breath. Let's inhale, let's take the arms nice and wide, fingertips up towards the sky. As we exhale, small back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, widen the arms, forward fold. Inhale, hands onto shins, flat back, crown of the head towards the center of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swan dive the arms all the way up to the sides. Palms touch. Exhale, down to heart space. So let's continue this. Inhale. Exhale, push into the feet to come into that back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, widen the arms, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, hands onto shins, extending out the pelvis. Exhale, forward fold, slide the hands back down the shins. Inhale, swan dive the arms all the way up to the sides. Palms touch. Exhale, down to heart space. Inhale. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, widen the arms, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, hands onto shins, crown of the head towards the center of the room. Exhale, forward fold, slide the hands back down the shins. Inhale, swan dive the arms all the way up to the sides, palms touch. Exhale, down to heart space. And our last one. Inhale. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, widen, forward fold. Inhale, hands onto shins, flat back, crown of the head towards the center of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swan dive the arms all the way up to the sides, palms touch. Exhale, down to heart space. Take a moment here. With the hands at Anjali Mudra at heart space, soften and release the shoulders. Allow the breath to return. As you exhale, release arms and hands, finding your way back into a comfortable Tadasana, your mountain pose. So from here, we're going to come into a wide stance. We're going to come into a variation of Virabhadrasana 2 into extended side angle. So widen the feet, make sure the stance feels comfortable. If it's too wide, you might feel unbalanced, so bring the stance slightly short if you want to. Turn the toes on the right foot out. Turn the toes on the left foot in to about 45 degrees, and from here, taking a nice bend through that right knee. Keeping the knees safe so that the knee's directly above the ankle, it's not coming forwards or backwards. And then from here, without losing the integrity of that right knee, turn your ribs and your hips towards me. Pushing down into the outer left foot, the little toe edge. Really challenging, building up the muscular strength in the right and the left leg. With the ribs to center, let's raise up the arms. Release the shoulders, take the palms towards the earth, and turn your gaze over your right hand. And then squat down a little bit further through that right knee. Keep breathing here. Inhale, turn the palms towards the sky. Exhale, palms towards the earth. Repeat. On next exhale, keep the palms towards the earth, but just check those shoulders that haven't risen. Turn your gaze towards the front. We're going to inhale, straighten through that right leg and raise the arms. Exhale, sink back down into Virabhadrasana 2. Let's continue. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, release the arms. So we're going to take a bend in the right elbow. And we're going to lean over to the right thigh. So we're just going to take the elbow to the right knee, right thigh. You might not touch, it doesn't matter. With your left hand, place your left hand on your left rib cage. We want to keep this into a nice side bend. So keep that hand there. That's just to prevent us rolling forward. So keep the hand there. From here, we're going to inhale. We're going to straighten out through that right arm. Look at your right hand, straighten the right leg. Inhale. Take a bend in the right elbow, drawing that right elbow back towards the right knee, right thigh. Inhale. Exhale. A few more here. Using the full length of the breath to bring the elbow back towards the right knee, right thigh. On our next exhale, bringing that right elbow all the way back, coming all the way up. Release arms and hands at swap sides. Bring the right foot into 45 degrees, the left foot out. So taking a moment here, taking a nice bend through that left knee, keeping the knee so it's directly above the ankle, you can see the big toe. And then just watching that as we guide the hips and ribs back to centre, we don't lose that lovely safety through that left knee. Pushing down into the outer edge of that right foot. Raise up the arms, release the shoulders, palms towards the earth. Turn your gaze to your left hand. Inhale, turn the palms towards the sky. Exhale, palms towards the earth. Just sink down a little bit further through that left knee. Exhale, keep the palms towards the earth. Check those shoulders haven't lifted. Breathe in. If you need to take a break because the arms are starting to tire, please do so. Turn your gaze to me. Inhale, straighten up through that left knee, raise the arms. Exhale, widen the arms, take a bend through that left knee. Continue with the breath. Slowly, let's not rush. Lovely. This be our last exhale, just releasing the arms, check the shoulders. Let's take a bend in the left elbow. Take the right hand onto the right rib cage and then just tip over towards the left knee, left thigh. Remember, it doesn't matter if that left elbow doesn't get towards the left knee, left thigh, but just make sure it's in the direction of. That right hand, just keeping the rib cage nice and static so we're not rolling forward. Inhale, straighten out through that left leg, straighten out through the left arm. Exhale, using the full length of the breath, take a bend in that left elbow and bring it back towards the left knee, left thigh. Inhale. Exhale. And strengthening up through the legs, the core, the muscles in the torso and in the shoulders. Last exhale, bring the elbow back towards the left knee, left thigh, and really release the arms, come all the way up. Just bring the stance in slightly shorter. My foot is stuck on that. And just turn the feet out to the top two corners of your mat. We're going to come into skater pose. So let's take a bend in the right knee. Make sure that knee's safe, directly above the ankle. And take the arms over towards the right. And then when you're ready, keep the hips nice and low. Let's take the arms and take a bend in the arms over towards the left, bend in the left knee. See if you can sink down a little bit further. Inhale. Exhale. Freeing up any tension stuck in the muscles. Think about that prana through the body. Remember to keep the hips nice and low if you can. A few more. Exhale, nice. Bring the arms back in front of the thighs, pushing the feet to come all the way up. Heel turn back to centre. Go back into your Tadasana. So from here, we're going to shift the weight into the left foot, left leg, and then swap sides. So starting to get that arc through the pelvic bowl. Just releasing out through the tummy and the thighs. Just remember we can make the arc as big or as small as we like. So you can really push into the legs and really change the weight of the body from side to side. Maybe just a little bit smaller. And back to the centre. Our last pose before our final Shavasana is a nice seated twist. So grab your cushion from your sofa or your block. Sit with the legs extended all the way out in front. Arrange the sitting bones. Check we've got engagement through the legs, toes towards the sky, releasing arms and hands alongside the body. Allow the spine to lengthen. We're going to bend up the right knee and plant the sole of the right foot about fist distance from the inside of the left thigh. We're going to take our right arm around our right knee and our left hand all the way around towards the back. So the left fingers are just touching the earth. As we take that left arm around, just watch the rib cage. Guide the ribs back to centre. Inhale here, lengthen. As you exhale, slowly, carefully take your gaze, your chin all the way around towards the left. Tuck the chin in. A nice open twist. Breathe. Just bringing out through the belly, the kidneys, the spine. Just getting a rush of fresh blood back into the organs when we come out of our twist. About the Anamaya kosha, the twists benefit the body, all the muscles, tissues, the ligaments around the spine, but also the organs deep inside. Inhale here, lengthen. As we exhale, slowly, carefully come back to centre. Bring the arms round, straighten out through that right leg. Let's do exactly the same on the left side. Bend up the left knee, plant the sole of the left foot fist distance from the inside of the right thigh. Take your left arm around the left knee. Right hand to centre back. As you take that right hand round and the fingers find the floor, guide the ribs and the belly back to centre. Inhale here, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, keep that length, find rotation all the way around towards the right. Tuck the chin, keep breathing. Check the toes on the right foot, pointing up towards the sky. As you exhale, keep that length through the spine, slowly, carefully come back to centre. Release arms and hands, straighten out into our final Shavasana. Maybe putting on socks and jumpers. Maybe having a blanket, something to support the head. Take a moment to come into a comfortable supine position, arranging your legs and your feet comfortably, the arms and hands. Letting the back of the neck and the head sink down into the floor. Start to release the scalp and forehead. Releasing any tension around the eyebrows and the eyes, the space in between the eyes. Relax the nose and your cheekbones. Unclench the jaw, allow the tongue to soften into the base of the mouth. Integration of our practice here today, mind, body, and spirit. The whole cosmos has come together to create you. You carry the whole cosmos inside you. And that is why to accept yourself and to love yourself is the greatest expression of gratitude. carefully, very slowly, just start to bring awareness back into the room. Back onto your body, resting on the earth. Starting to bring some movement back into your fingers and wrists and hands. Feet, toes and ankles. Just circling through the ankles, circling through the wrists. And if it feels okay, just how we started our class today, just find a lovely full body stretch, taking the arms to a position that feels comfortable through the shoulders. And for a moment, just enjoy that stretch from your fingertips down through the arms, the body, legs, feet, toes. Carefully release the arms, take a bend through the knees, draw the knees up over the chest into a self-embrace, and gently rock from side to side. Bring the knees back to centre, raise your right arm up. Keep the arm lifted as you roll all the way over onto your right side, resting here for a moment with your head on that raised arm. Allowing yourself to take a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Very carefully, very slowly, and in your own time. Start to bring awareness and attention back into your left fingers, your left hand. When you're ready, you're going to push down into that hand. Use that hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully push yourself all the way back up to seated. That was the postman, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me in your practice today. I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.